Coming all the way from Canada. Heat on traveling all the world. To bring to you right here, this rap. Live from T-Dot. From the 416. You know how we do. Up north. You know how we do up north.
Up late, all night, working in the studio. Writing rhymes, making dimes, working on my flow. Every time I get up on stage, man, all the ladies know.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Evening Queue, the podcast where we talk about shit that matters, like always. Thank you for joining us once again for part 2 of a 2-part episode with our guest, Jeremy Marasigan, the one, the only. That's right. If you don't know him by now, well, you better hope you get to know him through listening to us and throughout life, because that is the best outcome for you. That's right. If you don't know him, well, you know, shame on you, because he is a wonderful person. So thank you for coming back on the show to talk a little more, Jeremy. I really appreciate it.
All good, man.
Yeah.
All good.
Excellent stuff. So I guess we, before the break, we just left off with talking about our rage with gaming and all that stuff, which is a very big topic for everyone, obviously. But now I want to move into another topic that I have on my list here, and I think this one literally just happened to us like a few days ago. But with sports, how much do we get mad at sports?
Yeah.
Right?
Sports is, like, as an offshoot to gaming, we always talked about how mad we get at sports video games. But something about sports that makes you so much more upset. I don't know what it is. I had to think about it. I think it's you associate yourself with the game. Like, if they win, you feel really good.
Oh,
But if they lose, you associate that with you losing. You lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating, man. Like,
I mean, like, over the years, you know, because we've watched so many games together, like, whether it's, you know, the Raptors or the Leafs and stuff. I mean, the Leafs we'll get to in a bit, because I have a lot to freaking say about that. I mean, we you know what I'm talking about and everything, but like the Raptors, like, remember how we always say, like, it seems when we watch together, like one of our teams that we like, they always lose.
if you're a
Like,
Toronto
what's wrong?
sports fan, I feel like a lot of people think that.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like it happens to so many. What, you're gonna lose half the games you play, so, and if
Yeah.
you watch half the games you play, or the team plays, then you probably will feel like that. I don't think it's just us feeling like that. I think a lot of people think it's their fault that the team is lost,
Yeah, probably.
just from association.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, watching the Leafs play was quite a frustrating time.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, with the Leafs, like, for instance, just like a couple of days ago it was, right? When the Leafs freaking lost to the Montreal Canadiens, like in the playoffs, and they were up 3-1 as well,
Yeah,
you know, in the series.
it ruined an already bad day for me.
Oh, yeah?
I was pretty upset.
Why, what was going on there?
I already had some, like, issues with family that day, and
Oh, yeah.
I was really hoping to come back to watch the Leafs win.
Oh, like us all, right?
As sort of a consolation prize for the day. I thought to myself, oh, Jim, you had a shitty day, but at least when you go home,
The
you
Leafs
can
are
watch
gonna
the
win.
Yeah, you can watch the Leafs win. And it was not the fact. So I don't know. What do you? So when you're actually upset,
Yeah.
and you have a bad day,
Mm.
what do you do to not be upset anymore?
For me, it's
You jewel, or you?
yeah. I vape on my views. Yeah, free plug for views. You're welcome very much. Whoops, excuse me, I burped. But yeah, no, I don't know, views, and then I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest. You probably know this already, but you know, rubbing one out is just such a nice relief
Honestly-
and everything, you know.
Honestly, I
jerking off
find it
afterwards. I
it,
don't know.
it makes my day worse.
Really?
Yeah, because then you have that feeling of guilt after. You know, you're like, ah, fuck. You know, I've had this weird superstition
Okay.
that if I jerk off too early in the day, my day's ruined.
Really?
I'm gonna have a bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a bad day. Or
No
I don't
way.
think that. I do it, and then
Mm.
later something bad will happen. I'm like, oh, it's because I jerked off. Shit.
No way,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
for me, it's like if I don't jerk off in the morning or something, like I don't know, I just feel a little off for the day or something. You know, that's like it almost like it just puts me into my equilibrium when I
Oh,
when I
okay.
I don't know.
So I guess we're opposite sides. Like,
Yeah.
I don't jerk off on bad days.
Oh, really?
If I'm really happy, I'm like, oh, I just got a job. Then, yeah.
Well, no, like for me, it's kind of like an escape almost from, like, I'm mad at something or whatever. Like, let's say, I applied for a job and I got an interview, and then a couple of days later they didn't take me or something. So on that day when they email me back saying they're gonna go with other candidates, and then I'm like, oh well, fuck you, and then I just go into my room, lock the door, and just take off my pants and just But
then I have to
don't
come
know,
back
it's-
to the reality after that. Like, it's good for 5 minutes. I'll give you that. Or however long you ever want to take. After those 5 minutes, you have to come back to the reality of, you just rubbed one out. You know?
Well,
Like, I don't know how many times,
Mm.
we're kind of getting off topic here, but
Oh,
I
that's
don't know how many
fine.
times you've thought to yourself, like, oh man, I'm going to go super hard tonight. I'm going to do it like 2 or 3 times. And after the first time, you're like, you know what? I'm good. I don't want, I was talking a big game earlier and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no,
I'm-
I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, like I'll do it once, and then yeah, sometimes I'll be like, I know, like it's, yeah, sometimes I get that feeling of like, oh, like, did I really have to? Like, did I really have to now? But like, I just couldn't resist or something. Like, but like in terms of the anger and stuff, when I'm like angry
Oh,
at
okay,
something
yeah.
and everything, I mean, yeah, when it's kind of like an escape for me, just to get some good sensations in my brain and my body and everything. But I mean, then on the other hand, though, when I just do it for no reason, it's like I just feel like just dirty almost
So,
sometimes,
On the Leafs loss,
yeah.
did you jerk off after that?
Actually, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, see?
I can't even remember what I did, but I think I just watched some YouTube of, like, I don't know, like Formula One or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Makes me
okay.
happy or something.
Okay,
But-
okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, but honestly, like with that Leafs loss, for instance, I mean, I just can't believe, seems like, yeah, every year, especially with the Leafs, just in specifically, they give you that hope, right? Like from the regular season and everything, they just kill it, and then in the playoffs, it's like you're thinking, yeah, this is the year, totally, this is the year,
Yeah.
you can get out of the first round and everything. And then all of a sudden, they just let, some bum, a team full of bums like Montreal or something, they just get a lead 3-1. It's like, oh, okay, they lose the next game, they're going to win game 6. Okay, they
No.
lost game 6. Oh my God. No, they're going to win game 7. And then sure enough, yeah.
See, I didn't think that. Remember I asked you that one day at 3, the series was 3-1, and I said,
Mm.
hey, man, you think they're going to take it today? You're like, yeah, man, they have. Yeah, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Well, because I just have like faith in them. But this is the stupid Toronto sports fan that I am, right? Like I'm just always like, yeah, no, they got to. Like it's impossible that they give up this series. I mean, it's just like it kind of gave me the same feeling of
Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors.
Up 3-1?
2016
Up 3-1.
against. I still have not watched the last like 5 minutes of that game 7 of that finals. I have never watched it in my life, and I will never, because it's just too heartbreaking. Because it's like 3-1 lead. I mean, then again, that was a different situation. There were some injuries, to Draymond Green and all that stuff, but or suspensions and all that shit, right? But
I think for me, I just need to stop putting myself in those situations. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta stop being a diehard Toronto sport. I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like I tell myself, oh, things will be different this year. It's
Yeah.
not. And until that's proven, I don't think I should be putting myself, because I do get upset. I get visibly and like emotionally distressed when that stuff happens, and maybe I shouldn't let myself get to that level. But it's been so long.
I know.
It's been so long.
Like I thought I saw a stat on the like when the Leafs lost or something, like the next day they put a stat like, or even during the series, that like the Leafs haven't won a playoff series since like 2004 or something like that.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
like 9 years old or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Raptors,
They won, so we can
Yeah.
let things relax for a while.
I mean they get a pass for the rest of our lifetime, basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
They won a championship in our lifetime.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good enough,
exactly.
right?
And the Leafs never. I guess we're still waiting for the Leafs.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they just can't stop losing to these, lower seed teams. It's just
Yeah.
very, very frustrating.
For all you
But-
sports fans,
Mm.
I guess if you want to be that into the game, you sort of have to live with the fact that you're going to be upset.
Yeah, for sure.
You can maybe be less emotionally invested,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll help the anger, but I don't think you'll be as happy as when they win.
Yeah.
I think it's a tale of like two extremes. That you have, you'd be really ecstatic when they win, maybe too
Mhm.
ecstatic. You're like
Mhm.
you think that you won the championship almost,
Yeah.
and then you'll be way upset. I mean, you just gotta choose what your poison is. Do you want to just like not be as happy when they win and be like, okay, cool, and just be okay when they lose, or do you want like both sides? I guess that's the choice that every individual has to make. So for anyone watching, or for anyone listening and watching sports, like that's the choice you have to make.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree with that. I mean, maybe, it's a way to avoid being so disappointed all the time, right? I mean, I guess just lower your expectations, I guess. I don't know. But
I don't know if this is gonna come up in the rest of the interview, but when we watch sports, you don't get as visibly upset or audibly upset, let's say, as when I hear you in your room working on.
oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even write that into this episode plan here, but no, you're absolutely right. I mean,
Because when you watch, I've noticed, is you're more disappointed and maybe a little bit frustrated that, wow, we can't get it done.
Yeah.
But that's nothing compared to the sounds that come out of your room at 2 p.m.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
p.m. on a Tuesday or something. Yeah, no, I like, because no, I mean, in my job, with the especially during the last project.
Do they know what you do? The listeners?
The listeners, I don't even know. I don't think so. Well, I guess if I haven't said it before, I
He doesn't do
I-
anything. He
yeah,
gets paid.
I don't do anything exactly. No, yeah, but like when there's a project, I
So wait, what do you
know,
do?
so like
Tell them.
my title is a process engineer. So basically what it is we design systems, food processing systems and brewing systems in big production facilities. So like for your favorite beers like Molson and all that stuff,
Yeah, and then and also base cell, right?
Yeah, and base cell.
So that base cell that's in your fridge right now.
Hell yeah, you're welcome.
If you're living in Ontario, Misha's seen that come off the conveyor belt.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
welcome. I made that. Yeah. But no, like yeah, it's just like, at work, like when I get into doing just the same thing all the time, and like I'm not putting in any brain power into the job, right? It's more of just I'm just following orders, doing what, like here, this is what I do, AutoCAD, all those, programs, right? So it's like, here, put this in AutoCAD, make this into a drawing and stuff, right? I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta put this valve there, blah 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 blah. There's not even any time to actually try and learn and think about it, really, because when it's multiplied, when I have to do this, a drawing, but times 30 because there's 30 drawings I have to do. I mean, and then plus, you have to do for each revision, you have to do, 30 drawings. You have to do every single drawing for each revision, so it's just 30 times over and over and over again. I mean, yeah, I'm freaking breaking stuff. I've run out of shit to break in my room, honestly. like when I was living before we lived together, right? Like in my room, like I probably told you, you know, like I just had pens and pencils and everything, and I was just throwing them off the walls, breaking the shit out of them and everything, because yeah, I was just flipping out hard.
The last time I noticed you doing or being that upset was when we used to live together at school.
Oh,
and I would be in my room. Misha is also a very talented piano player, for anyone that doesn't know.
Thank you.
So I'd be in my room just doing homework or playing video games or something, and I just hear beautiful classical music coming from the basement. My favorite piece playing. I'm just enjoying it. And then randomly, you'll hear one note that's off, and immediately afterwards, fuck! Right?
Yeah.
And it's that's the last time I heard you that upset. Because that's what you do when you have the work you're doing now. Sometimes you just hear like
exactly,
get off a call. Okay, sounds good, Roger. Yeah, cool. Fuck. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's the last time I heard you get that upset. And I don't know. I guess it's the frustration, right? Of like having to do things over and over and over again. Because I feel like when you messed up when you were practicing, it's a lot of I should be getting this, or why am I still doing this mistake? Why am I still making this mistake? But now it's why am I doing these drawings again?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because someone else messed up and they have to make a revision. So I get, honestly, a lot of anger, I think, comes from the repeated stress or the repeated frustration. Repeated frustration is the worst.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
because one time, if it happens once, you can just whatever.
Oh yeah, brush it off and everything.
Yeah.
But if it keeps happening, it's like, why is this happening again all the time? I just can't. I don't have I don't have enough hair to get this angry. You know, it's all falling out and everything. You know, but yeah. I mean, that was I'm glad you brought that up, honestly, because I actually completely forgot about that, which I'm sorry for. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's how I really rage, you know. But you know, hopefully, you know, I'm, you know, looking for new jobs and everything, and hopefully I get into a job that's less rageful. But then again, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm just gonna be a full-time podcaster, you know.
Can you tell us who's the sponsor of this video? Of this podcast?
Of this podcast. Without their knowledge, it's my employer, Blue Projects. So it doesn't matter. They're not going to listen to this anyway, so it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, they basically
they pay me shit. Oh, so I mean, everyone I think right now thinks you're slaving over your computer all day.
Oh hell no! Quite the opposite. No way. No, I mean I'm slaving over my computer, writing episodes for this show. But you know, in terms of the actual job, I mean that's why, you know, I don't make much in the grand scheme of things, but considering the actual effort I put into work. Oh, what
for the listeners to know?
For the viewers, let me put it in comparison terms. In Canada, let's say.
Dollar value. You mean the
dollar value? No, I don't want them. I don't want them knowing that. No, but okay. In comparison terms, a dental hygienist with benefits makes a little more than me. A little more than me.
As someone who went to school for 4 years.
Exactly. Well, but that's the thing, because, you know, when I got this job, you know, at first it was because it was my first job. And, like, at the time, a few years ago, I could not buy a job at the time, right? Like, I was so desperate for something. So I purposely took a pay cut, right? And, you know, I did get a raise, a little bit of a raise and everything a couple years ago. But still, even so, like, with the raise, it's still, like, grossly underpaid, right? So, but you know, considering the effort I actually put into this job now, like, I'm actually kind of overpaid, to be honest. But still, you know, I need the money. And,
do you think the dollar value contributes to your frustration?
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I mean,
if you made, let's say, double what you make now,
Mm-hmm.
would you still be saying fuck and like being upset if they asked you to do same amount of work you were doing?
I want to say no. I probably wouldn't be saying fuck all the time and stuff, but knowing myself, I still probably would get caught up in the moment and being angry in the
Okay,
moment
so
and everything.
so a lot of it is just the task,
Yeah,
right?
it's
If
mostly
you
the
were
task in the
putting more
moment.
brain power and were more satisfied with the actual work you were doing,
Mm-hmm.
you might not be so upset.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because also, the other aspect to this is, the reason why there's almost no justification for me to get paid more in this job because they put me in a job that doesn't require brain power, doesn't require a lot of responsibility. So you're kind of just like stuck in a rut.
Pigeonholed into this.
Yeah.
You're the guy that does the drawings.
Yeah, exactly. But and the problem is, I mean, that's why they love the young guys, the young people as well, because we know all the technology nowadays. Like we know all how to use all the programs, and all the old guys don't. Right?
Yeah.
They have all the knowledge just from the natural experience of being 30 years in the industry. But then us guys, young guys who are trying to get that knowledge and experience, right, we just get roped in, sucked in every time to just doing the same thing, which is the programs. And the way they pigeonhole you as well is because they you have the license for the programs, like while the older guys don't have the
Oh, I
license to use the
see.
program, so you have to do it.
Oh yeah, Misha, they literally can't do it because they don't have. We
Yeah,
only
exactly.
can afford one license.
Yeah, it's not even like affordability or anything. It's just they just do it that way, just for cost effectiveness or whatever. But yeah, that's what they kind of rope you into, and especially because the company I work for is European based, and the Europeans it's out of Eastern Europe, and Eastern European labor is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
However, for my job, this job in Eastern Europe is a very good job, but they can pay them a lot less, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Mm.
as we talk about jobs and frustration and anger, what job do you think is the most frustrating? Besides
Most
your own.
frustrating, besides my own job. Good question. I don't know.
Like, do you think garbage men are frustrated?
Probably. I mean, with with people just like overfilling their garbages all the time, or just yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I thought that just came to my mind as so. Me and Misha live in an apartment building, and downstairs is a security guard, and his job is to be present at the lobby floor and just make sure nothing goes wrong. He really can't leave that post. So a few times I've noticed there are people downstairs that are there to, some people are normal and they just, say hi and say, what's up.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have those really talkative, weird people who like to go off on tangents about anything and everything. And I think it's very funny that they're not allowed to. So the security guard is supposed to be there and not leave their post.
They have to sit there and just listen.
And they have to sit there. It's like they literally can't leave.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, yeah, I know masks are annoying. Yep. I know it's not within your rights. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's kind of similar thing to when I used to work at the corner stores in university, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're working by yourself, right? You're the one clerk in the store at the time, right? So, and yeah, people come in and if they want to talk and everything. Me, I always wanted to anyway because, I'm sitting there all day by myself. But, sometimes it's just, they start getting on a tangent and it's like,
Okay. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think that was the part that was sort of, I think for the security guard, sometimes I think it could get boring. So maybe just watching someone go off on a tangent might be kind of interesting, instead of just looking at the computer all day.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes because, when these people go off on tangents, like, they really show their true colors as well. Like, they'll start, if you let them go on long enough, they'll be like, oh, and these black people and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, speaking of black people in a way,
Your podcast isn't getting removed.
Yeah, it's getting we're automatically getting removed from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything as soon as I said black people. But no, in this way, because I know this one. I guess it's a more serious note. But what about police? And this is for you, Jeremy. Police and black people.
Oh,
Is that?
yeah, I guess I can talk about it from a person of color.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't care that the police, I don't know. For me, okay. So I've never been angry at police.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know you have.
Well, for me, yeah. I mean, for me, it's for
you.
different reasons. Instead of the typical police brutality in quotations, right? It's for me, it's their discrimination on the road, on the roads and everything.
No, but I'm talking about when we were at Queens. Oh my, you can hear guys. You hear a lot of stories.
My gosh.
Okay,
yeah.
Can I tell it?
Sure, go ahead.
So from my perspective, it's homecoming night. We're going out, have a couple drinks, and there's this big street in Kingston. Anyone who's been there knows Aberdeen Street. It's a party street, a small street, but all the houses on that street are expected to have crazy yard parties.
Exactly.
So on homecoming night, you can Google it. Google Queens Homecoming Aberdeen, Aberdeen, and you'll see what the streets look like at that time. So it's a really busy night, and everyone's drinking on lawns because there's literally no space in the house anymore. And we went after a few drinks with Misha, and we were with a couple friends, and it's a busy street, a lot of hooligans around. And so there's a police presence there, just keeping everything relatively chill. A big thing they like to pick on is public drinking, so drinking on public property.
That's right.
And I remember Misha there was no room left on the lawn, so Misha was one step off the lawn into the sidewalk, right?
What? Yeah, that's right.
Having a drink. And this policewoman comes up to him and says, "You can't drink here." And keep in mind, this is like, there are at least 1,000 people on this, 200-meter street.
Yeah.
And drinking everywhere, and she's picking at Misha, saying, "You can't drink one step off the lawn. You have to go back onto the lawn." And there's literally no room.
Yeah.
So, and then what did you do?
Oh, like she took the I was drinking, and then she comes up to me and takes my bottle out of my hand and pours it out in front of me, and then and says, "Yeah, there's no drinking on the public street and everything." And I just set off a freaking.
Okay, so this guy stormed around, or he followed this policewoman around afterwards, yelling profanities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, because she just picks on me, and I didn't think of it at the time, but I could have said, "Is it because I'm black?" But I mean, yeah, no, because I just felt like I was being picked on and everything, and I mean, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, as long as I'm not throwing the bottle across the street at someone or anything, I mean, you shouldn't be.
Literally, everyone's drinking on the street.
Yeah, everyone's drinking on the street. There's no room on the properties for these thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
But she tried, basically the way I remember
it's like a power trip.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just like,
I can tell you to do this because I'm a police woman.
Exactly, right?
And like, you have to obey what I say.
No, 100%. I mean, and at the time, she took the bottle away from me, and then I remember, she poured it out in front of me, and then she gives it back. She tries to give it back to me, and then and for me, the switch was already off, and I'm like, "Don't give the fucking bottle back to me. You just poured it out. Go put it in the garbage. Then. It's not mine anymore. You just wanted to take it, right?
Yeah.
Don't give it back to me." And and I remember, there was.
So what did she do with it?
I can't even remember. I honestly can't even remember, but I just know I didn't take it back because I was so mad. But yeah, and then I did follow her after because I was a little pissed off and
little
everything.
incensed.
Yeah, a little incensed, and just making sure she knew my presence was there, watching her and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not stupid enough to actually do something that would get me get me arrested or anything, you know. But
I have another topic. I don't know if you're gonna cover this.
sure, go ahead.
So Misha is pretty chill. Same time, like doesn't let his feelings be known. But like this example of this policewoman, if you piss Misha's not the person you want to piss off.
That's right, 100%.
I mean, like not because it's dangerous per se. It's more that you don't want to piss this guy off. Misha has a tendency to really hold a grudge.
That's
If
right.
someone pisses him off, he really. So, you want to talk about your experience with your last housemate?
Absolutely, that's what it was on my mind, dude.
Was it on the list?
Actually, it wasn't.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I'm glad that you were bringing this up because I couldn't think of everything at when I wrote this episode. But yeah, no, basically, yeah, for me, like, I'm not a guy that, like, you know, when I'm mad at someone, will try and get in a fight with him or anything. You know, that's not really what I'm about. You know, I don't want to risk losing my teeth, even if I do win the fight and everything. You know, I'm rather keep my teeth, rather keep everything. You know, but for me, you know, what's much more satisfactory is, or much more satisfying is,
Revenge.
just the revenge and everything. You know, and just the long planned out revenge. You know, I mean, for instance, my last housemate. You know, I was living in a basement, you know, with some random housemates, like, you know, Jeremy. And yeah, and this one guy, I ended up realizing he was stealing other people's alcohol, mine included. Like, if from at first, you know, it was like in the kitchen, you know, like if you had beer in the fridge or something, like
Yeah, it would
you'd
just
come back
disappear.
one day and it's like gone. You
Yeah.
know, like I thought I had 3 beers in there. And you know, it's really devastating when you're coming back home from work,
For
right?
a long day, yeah.
Long day, and it's like, oh, I need that beer. You know, it's gonna be great after work. Boom, nothing's in the fridge, and then eventually, it actually ended up getting to the point where he would actually, like, if you went to like shower in the morning or something, and you started keeping your alcohol in your room, he'd actually go into your room and look around for your alcohol and steal a bottle from there. And eventually, I ended up going into his room because I knew he was doing this. And I ended up going into his room one night when he was staying over at a friend's house, and I found the empty bottles that I bought because I know he didn't have the money to buy the bourbon whiskey that I was drinking and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, anyway, and for me, you know, I appreciate that. I know he doesn't appreciate it. But anyway, then I was like, oh, now I know. Now I got the proof I need. Because honestly, in
Because you were thinking of not doing it. You're like, I don't know if it was him or not.
yeah, because I don't want to do anything just with, even with the small possibility that it actually wasn't him.
Yeah.
But just getting that proof that I needed for myself, like, okay, it's on now. And so basically what I did was, you know, I was thinking of ways to, you know, kind of
Get back at him.
Get back at him. And, you know, it got really serious because I was thinking about, you know, I actually did end up putting, you know, an empty bottle of vermouth, for instance, filled it with laundry detergent, clear laundry detergent. The only problem was, you know, the consistency in the bottle gave it away, so, you know, he wasn't going to go for it, right, in the fridge and everything. I even tried doing I tried doing something else, I can't remember, but laxatives in the bottle as well.
Yeah.
But the only problem was the laxative pills were a different color than the alcohol.
Yeah.
So then, and also they didn't quite fully dissolve, so you could see the residue. So it's like, there's something fishy with that bottle. So in the end, I told you this as well, Jeremy, right? What I did was I ended up peeing in a bottle, and then on my last day when I was packing up my last few things, just before I left the house for the final time, his shoes were out in the shoe area at the front door, and I poured the bottle of pee that I peed in into his shoes, and also left a note underneath the shoes because I didn't want him reading the note before he put on his shoes. I wanted him reading it after, and I put something like, I bet this is how you I bet this is how you feel when you steal other people's alcohol, piss drunk, and piss drunk in capital letters. Right?
Do you think Andrew's listening to this podcast?
Well, I hope he is, because this is the big reveal right here, you know. But yeah, I mean.
And then you moved out the day after, right?
I know I moved out literally 5 minutes after.
Oh, yeah.
Because I already put the last few things in my car at that time, so it was just a clean getaway.
Was he there when you did it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in his room, you know,
laughing,
doing whatever. Yeah, laughing and videos. Who knows what he was watching? But yeah, and that's how it was for me. And Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I really am.
So,
I really am.
to all listeners, if you ever meet him or meet Misha in person, yeah, just don't get on his bad side. He's like
Exactly.
the worst person you could like piss off, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very careful not to take any alcohol. Yeah, I have too many shoes. It's gonna be
Yeah, too many expensive shoes for me to fuck with. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What about this last kind of rage topic I have on the page here is I don't know if you find any anger from this, but teaching maybe a little bit.
what
I
do
don't
you
know.
oh wait, have you just noticed me? Because you don't teach.
Yeah, exactly. I don't.
So you've
No
just
way.
oh, I mean like
How was it for you?
it's for me teaching is not what I
Wanna
find the
do-
most joy in.
Yeah.
It's when you have the right situation, I enjoy it. When you have students who really want to be there to learn and like gonna engage themselves in your class and
Yeah.
sort of help you help them
Mhm.
because they're talking and they want to sort of learn more. That's great.
Yeah.
It's like when the kids don't, which is a lot of the time these days because of online learning with COVID and the pandemic going on. A lot of things are online. So literally a swipe away from these kids' screens is a game, is a video, is something
Mhm.
else that can entertain them, something that they see as more fun. Which,
Yeah.
like, I try to make things as engaging as possible, but you can't beat, like, a video game. As
Mhm.
as a teacher, you can't beat a video game in, like, terms of how entertaining it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's,
exactly.
like, that's where it gets the most frustrating. And, I mean, I don't get upset. It's more just, like, tiring. It's like, ugh, I have to do this again. Like,
Yeah.
I work, and for all listeners, I work the randomest days.
Mm.
Have
Friday
you-
nights.
Friday nights. Before this recording this podcast, I literally came off an online call. Sunday mornings at 7
Yeah.
a.m. and Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. So literally, the worst times because of the time zone change from here to China.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's not as frustrating as it's not as anger inducing as it is frustrating or tiring for me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, it's good to know. I mean, because basically, I guess I just wanted to finish this off with
But money's money, right?
Oh yeah, no, of
Yeah,
course.
so-
You
If I can grab a few extra bucks here and there to pay for this Popeyes, or no, yeah,
Did
this Popeyes that it.
you did order Popeyes, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So it's waiting for me out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Probably like 10 minutes, and then and then you'll get the Popeyes. But I mean, yeah, I basically just wanted to get on the downslope of this episode now and talk about how do you think we need to tone down our rage, or do you think rage is just something part of life that like we just have to deal with and everything,
I think you can make it. I mean, everyone has their own choice of
Mhm.
how rage-induced you want to be. For myself, I think I could be less angry at things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my nature, so it
Oh,
takes
yeah.
work, right?
Cause
But
like I know you like, I think you like will
rage
like
the most.
rage the most, or like
Really?
or
Oh,
no,
no.
like if it's like if it comes down to let's say someone in public or something, that really pisses you off or something, like you're not afraid to get in a fight or anything.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like me, it's just my choice. I don't want to because I personally prefer the.
Have you noticed me do that ever?
Well, no, not really, but like I just know like I think you wouldn't be like, yeah, let's go, like, and maybe that's a way to
It's
to
the small guy.
release,
It's the small guy syndrome.
exactly.
So I'm not the biggest guy in terms of width or height. But like when someone tries to challenge that, oh yeah, I get sort of like, yeah. It's like it's small dog syndrome. Like,
and it's like you were telling me one time, right? It's like in your case, like you can't
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
lose, right?
yeah.
Because-
So My uncle told me this at a young age.
Yeah.
He's sort of a little bit shorter than me. I'm 5'7". He's probably 5'5". Filipino guy, short, pretty lean, has a lot of lean muscle, but he's still thin. And he told me, he's a tough guy growing up. He was like, "If anyone ever wants to fight you, just do it." Why? He's like, if you fight someone and they're bigger than you, and you beat them, that's great. You beat a bigger guy. That's crazy. You beat his ass.
Yeah.
But if he beats you up, that's what was supposed to happen anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So you didn't really lose, right?
Exactly.
It was a foregone conclusion. You were probably going to lose that fight anyways. But if you win, the people didn't expect that. And like you actually, you do a lot. Plus, if you're a big guy, if you beat up small people, how tough are you actually, right?
Yeah.
So always take the fight against a bigger guy. Always take the fight. Because if you win, it's great. If not, then you were never supposed to win anyways. So
exactly. Well, that's the perfect way to end this.
Yeah, some life tips for you guys.
Life tips.
For all you
advice from Jeremy.
Like shorter than 5'8" guys, take the fight.
Absolutely.
Take the
great advice for everyone.
All your listeners all your 5'8" under listeners are just gonna be like get beat up. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, no. I personally think it's great advice. I mean, that's great advice to end off the segment here. And hey, really, I mean, if I was in your situation, it makes perfect sense though. It makes very perfect sense because you can't lose. So why not, right? Why not take the risk? But with that being said, I guess this is the time where I'm gonna leave you to promote yourself if you want.
Oh,
usually if it was Hot Wings, Hot Wings on YouTube is like this camera. We don't have any cameras today, so but just tell people what you got going on.
Yeah,
your Instagram, whatever.
So most of my time I spent as a photographer in Toronto. Instagram. I'll put it in the Micho. Can you put it in the?
I will.
Bio?
I'll put it in the episode bio here. Yeah,
I mainly do photos for small brands, fashion, or skincare, or anything commercial you need. Feel free to hit me up. Be happy to work with any of Misha's listeners. And in Toronto, IG will be in the Instagram will be in the podcast bio, the podcast caption. And it's just my name, Jeremy Marasigan.
And I will put it in there so people don't miss it and everything. And like I said, hey, you're gonna be a great promotion with your Instagram. We're gonna get some listeners
that's why
here.
I'm here, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. That's really what I wanted you for. But hey, this is Jeremy. This is Misha. And did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was a good time. It was nice to talk.
Absolutely.
For sure. I'm excited to see the next time I'm on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be very soon.
Is episode 16?
Episode 16,
so
yeah.
Like what, episode 116?
No way, man. It's probably going to be like episode 18 or something, honestly. Because I think, you and me, because we know each other well and everything, just our normal conversations can turn into episodes all, just naturally, right? I think, people would have a good time listening to us, good time hearing what we have to say. So appreciate you being on, man. That was great.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Had fun, absolutely, anytime. And have you back on in a few episodes here. And with that being said, thank you for everyone who was listening. And I guess we'll see you on the next episode. Want to say bye?
Yeah, see ya.
See you guys. Ciao.